So, number 2, the connected government providing critical communications. Ramez Aziz, please. Ah, there he is. SES government. Sorry.
Well, thank you very much for everybody. Thank you, Profin. I can say it's a Turkish delight to be here and present to you. My name is Ramez. As they mentioned, I represent SES Government Solutions. So today I will be talking about Empower and the application that we can use Empower in the government domain. Let's see how it works. So I'm supposed to press. Oh, there we go. Is it us? I don't think this is my presentation. That's not mine. Oh, okay. How do we go to mine? Anybody can tell us? Yeah, they have to change the presentation. That's Alka. We are SES. Oh, there we go. Okay, so my colleagues already talked about SES, so I will not go over again. We're just the largest satellite operators in the world. We have the KU, KA, military KA, X-band, and the MEO capabilities. I'm myself based in Dubai, which is closest office to Turkey. And, you know, I present SES government. This slide here, it's supposed actually to come in 2 stages, but it came all at once. This is basically our coverage, which includes the geo-wide beam, the KU-wide beams, KU spot beams, the O3B, MEO, and all our coverage. As you see, we have a nearly covering the entire world. Governments, what we do is we provide services to all governments wherever they are. I'm not sure if they need that one on the top of the house in the mountains, but we do deliver services there. We have a disaster recovery, we have aero, maritime, land forces, and the defense missile systems. What O3B Empower brings in to the government? It's basically unleashing opportunities and demand for capacity for applications, not just for military, but for other civil requirements by governments, such as secure network for embassies and other requirements like e-health, e-schooling. But I concentrated my presentation on military capabilities because our locations in the Middle East and because what happens here, we do have a lot of demand for military applications. This is basically our journey, the O3B journey. In 2014, there are 12 satellites. Then we developed in 2016 to GeoMEO along with SES. In 2018, we commissioned 8 more satellites. 2018, 2019 actually. The last 4 we launched in April this year. O3B Empower will be 2020. 2021 will be launched and 22 will be commercialized. Oh, sorry. I'll go back here. I need to go back. Nope. Oh, sorry. I'm conscious of time. So what O3B can deliver for us? It can deliver basically the current O3B constellation can deliver up to 20 gigabits per satellite. The O3B Empower can deliver 4,000 megabits per satellite. What you can do, it's basically state-of-the-art encryption, it's bespoke services, and it's a resilient service plan. So the only way we can actually, this discontinue services or with O3b mPOWER if we have a failure on the entire satellite fleet because of the service and the way it's designed. What else we can do? It's again, I'll mention the coverage, because the O3b current constellation, it's spot beams where you have each spot is 700 kilometer wide. With the O3b mPOWER, we will have 4,000 spot beams. So instead of having one spot covering 700K, we can go from 15 megahertz to 2.5 gigahertz into one spot. What does that mean in cases, and what it means in daily lives? Humanitarian and disaster response, I think, is something that's been mentioned several times, and I thought it's worth mentioning because at the beginning of the year in March, there was a cyclone that happened in Mozambique. There was 185 kilometer per hour wind speed, 135 millimeter of rainfall within 24 hours, 600,000 people were affected. The World Food Programme and the European Commission requested from us the emergency LU, which is basically our humanitarian product. We deployed 5 of them, and we were able to restore connectivity within 72 hours. 1.5 terabit of data were passing through the 5 terminals that we installed. The good thing about it can be installed within 72 hours from the time of commissioning from the time of order to commissioning is 72 hours, and it can be delivered anywhere in the world. So I think it's something, it can be considered heavily in Turkey because what I've heard in the last, during the day and last year about the requirements for humanitarian assistance. mPOWER basically deliver, again, services for all domains in the military, whether it's Navy, land forces, aero, and the defense system. I will go in, I don't know if I have time to go on all of them one by one, but I'll try to give you a briefing about each forces individually. The good thing about mPOWER, you can have connecting any beam to any beam. So you can, at the moment, the O3b, it's only 8 gateways defined. With the mPOWER, you don't need a gateway defined. You can have your in-country gateway or multiple gateways if that is requested, which is in the Middle East and in Turkey because of regulations. But O3b can be a roadmap to O3b mPOWER. So for the land capabilities, as you can see, with a 2-meter class terminal, we can provide a 5 gigabit on the forward and 4.1 gigabit on the return. That is something phenomenal for a satellite to be able to deliver such a capacity in one central location in a 2-meter antenna. A 0.3 meter class terminal can provide you 40 on the forward and 60 megabit on the return. And finally, the 1 meter class terminal can provide you 80 on the forward and 175 on the return. In theater, this is critical. In military operations, to have a seamless connectivity with a high throughput for command and control is a very important and critical for the lives of soldiers and for operations. For maritime capabilities, we talked, I think it's already been mentioned about cruise ships. This can be as well done on aircraft carriers, which is literally a moving city. We're talking about 3,000 soldiers on board for morale warfare. You can have up to multiple gigabits into the aircraft carriers. Again, you can have hub in-country, or you can use SES hubs, but you can use it on hub in-country. Again, 1 meter terminal, you can have a 600 on the forward and 600 on the return. And with a 2 meter class terminal, you can have 5 gigabit on the forward, 4.1 gigabit on the return. We did a demo for NATO countries and NATO allied countries to showcase the O3b capabilities as it is today, and that can be used as well for O3b mPOWER. So it's proven and it's tested capabilities. For aero. Aero is it's one of the growing markets for military. Just today, actually this week, the Dubai Air Show, the UAE Air Force have announced the Global Eye and the Sky airplane that has been launched. The interesting thing, the capability that is provided on that airplane today, it's 720 pixel. With mPower, we can deliver video streaming of 4K. So from 720p to 4K, it's an amazing jump. We can deliver multiple scenarios of the mPower. You can have a fixed beam and movable beams. Again, the Honeycomb airplanes, the F-35s, and the presidential planes, we can deliver up to 235 megabits into the presidential planes. Yep. Oh, sorry. I'm done in here. So yeah, I tried to go through them all fast, but so thank you very much.